Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors. Gegrond in die KwaZulu-Natalse Middellande, bevorder Nikki Brighton, die inspirerende skrywer, aktivis en plaaslike voedselentoesias agter Plant Abundance, 'n herverbinding met die natuur deur wildpluk en eetbare onkruide. Haar werk versterk gemeenskappe en bevorder volhoubare leefstyle.
I'm really passionate about edible weeds and uncultivated food because I believe in local living and I'm a locavore. I like to know where all my food comes from. And so edible weeds are really hyper-local. That's the food growing right outside your kitchen door that you didn't expect on the street verges or on those abandoned fields on your farm. Our food system really is a bit dodgy these days. Lots of people are hungry and poor and they don't know where, they aren't getting enough to eat. And there's a lot of uncultivated food around that if we just have these memories in our bones from our ancestors, we can remember and it will certainly improve our diet. And I think it's also very important because we need to encourage pollinators. I think everybody accepts that pollinators are in trouble and we need them to grow conventional food. And so the uncultivated weeds on the edges just provide that little bridge that I think is incredibly important. It is important, it's absolutely essential. So I was very fortunate to live on a farm just outside of Howick for 20 years. And there I learned so much from the Zulu and Basotho women who would gather in the fields in the evening. So I was already interested in local food and this just added a new dimension. So that was a great privilege to be able to follow them and learn a little bit. And then because I have the privilege of the internet and books, my knowledge just expanded exponentially. That knowledge has really helped me live a simpler life and I think a healthier life. So I hold workshops all around South Africa now because these weeds are the same wherever you go, there you will find them. They are pioneer plants trying to heal the earth. And so the workshops are interactive and great fun and honestly, people's brains literally explode when they learn what they've been pulling out all these years and they had no idea it was either so delicious or super nutritious. I mean, some of the common weeds are so high in protein, it's just unbelievable. Very exciting. I think you need to start foraging right where you live. So think about your own garden or your window box or right outside your back door. And ideally go on a walk with an expert. I think that is the best way to begin. But otherwise, get hold of a book. There are lots of books on foraging. There are not a huge amount of books on foraging in South Africa, but there are a couple, and I've recently written 2. So I think that's a good way. And then once you get confident about 2 or 3 things, you can expand your knowledge from there. And the internet is incredible. Instagram is marvelous to learn from. So, you'll just go step by step, and before you know it, you'll just be eating anything like I do with absolute gay abandon. When I lived on the farm, I would go for walks every day and see everybody foraging. But when I tasted something for the first time, that was incredible. I mean, I remember amaranthus, being astonished at the flavor of that, the little creeping one. And pumpkin leaves was another one. You all eat pumpkins, but I never dreamt of eating pumpkin leaves. So it's flavor that gets you. There are a lot of recipes. You'd be amazed if you look them up. One of my books is a recipe book, so it's got lots of ideas how to use it. But mostly you can use these pretty much as you would use any leafy greens. People often ask me if they're going to get sick or die, but nobody's ever died on one of my walks before, so I think it's quite unlikely. But to be honest, you're not going to eat a whole bucket load of something that you have no clue about. I think the chances are quite slim eating a leaf that you are going to get sick. Actually, it astonishes me that I can make a living out of being the wild weeds woman. It really is very interesting, and I think these days people can make a living out of almost anything if they just put their minds to it, but you do have to be passionate, and you certainly have to do your research, and you have to learn about things and become the expert in something. And before you know it, you will be eating weeds every day and people will be paying you to do that. Be brave. Explore. There's a whole new world waiting for you that you have no idea about, and it really is extremely exciting to eat weeds.
Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors.